In England and several other places in the world, you can be arrested and sent to jail for dreaming of a criminal offence. Yes, that's correct. If you are at home or wherever you are and you're asleep and you dream of a criminal offence, you can be arrested and taken to court, charges, the whole works. You could be sent to jail or just fined or whatever, receive a criminal record for dreaming a criminal offence. Does that sound absurd? Does it sound as if I'm perhaps making this up for a wind-up? Well, no, because you can actually check the case where the ruling was made. The case was called the Crown Vs Wendy Fair, and the presiding judge was Judge Stephen Warner, and the court was St.Albans Crown Court. So those are the details there, and they're public domain, and you can actually access them yourself and see for yourself. At the time that the ruling was made, I was in fact in the stand. I was on the stand, and the prosecutor had got hold of my dream diary. I've kept a diary of dreams since 1995, and in what I consider to be his desperation of grasping at any straw in any direction to try and find something to accuse me of, he found something, I don't know, in my dream diary that he considered could be used against me. And so he said to the judge, I want to use this dream diary, documented dream diary, in evidence. And he wanted to question me about my dream diary. And the judge said, yes, you can do that. And I said to the judge from the stand, you must be joking, right? He said, no. I said, you cannot be serious. He said, I have ruled. That's it, it's over now. That was done in front of a court, packed with people, and the gallery was about a third full as well. Reporters and everything. Okay, funny, this didn't make the papers, but you can check what I'm telling you. He said, I have ruled. And I said to him, so you mean to tell me that if I dreamt I robbed a bank, or something like that, that you would have me arrested and brought before you for trial? And he said, let's move on. And the prosecutor said exactly the same thing. Too late, I'm afraid. The fact of the matter is that it is now British and Commonwealth and ex-Commonwealth law. So you will find that this law now stands in places like the West Indies, Europe as well, really, because what happens in the UK now affects the whole of Europe, Australia, Canada. I mean, basically anywhere that the British have been. That means that if you dream of something, if you dreamt that you parked your car on a double yellow line, that you would be liable to pay the fine. You bastards. Now let's take this to the next level, because in Job 33:14, that's in the Bible, it says, for God does speak, now one way, now another, though man may not perceive it. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falls on men, as they slumber in their beds, he may speak in their ears and terrify them with warnings, to turn man from wrongdoing and keep him from pride, to preserve his soul from the pit, his life from perishing by the sword. Or a man may be chastened on a bed of pain, with constant distress in his bones, so that his very being finds food repulsive, and his soul loathes the choicest meal. His flesh wastes away to nothing, and his bones, once hidden, now stick out. His soul draws near to the pit, and his life to the messengers of death. Yet, if there is an angel on his side as a mediator, one out of 1,000, to tell a man what is right for him, to be gracious to him and say, spare him from going down to the pit, I have found a ransom for him. Then his flesh is renewed like a child's. It is restored as in the days of his youth. He prays to God and finds favour with him. He sees God's face and shouts for joy. He is restored by God to his righteous state. So, God speaks to us in dreams and visions. So, by making that ruling, though he did not realise it, Judge Stephen Warner ruled that the word of God is applicable in a court of law as evidence. Now here is a dream about what's going to happen to the Satanists. In this dream, my wife and I were standing in a place in Hemel Hempstead in Hertfordshire in England. We were by the side of the road next to this roundabout near Buncefield Oil Depot, which exploded under mysterious circumstances, and the police in Hertfordshire said that there was no investigation needed because it was an accident, and the council in Hertfordshire said that there was no investigation needed because it was an accident, and they concluded it as an accident without any investigation. And we were standing here by this roundabout. Now this roundabout has 3 sets of quadruple 6s on it. So it says 666, 666, 666, 666. And the local council claimed that this structure was built so that it would look like an M from a particular angle. An M is the Roman numeral for 1000, and in Greek that is Helios. So that is the other name, one of the other names of Helios, of Apollyon, the beast from the pit from the book of Revelation. And as I was standing by the side of the road with all these parked cars near this roundabout, speaking to these dark people, giant black flaming meteorites hurled down from the skies and destroyed every single one of them, but we were completely untouched. Now, by British law, that testimony I just made is applicable as evidence.